also, cooties. Joining us now to discuss this brazen outbreak of leadership from the full-grown adult man who is the chairman of the House Armed Services Committee is Congressman Joe Sestak, who is the Democratic nominee for Senate in Pennsylvania. He serves on the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman Sestak, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I appreciate your time.
It's always a pleasure being on with you. Thanks.
I did not expect to see this from Congressman Skelton. I have heard a lot of arguments against repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I have never before heard that it shouldn't be repealed because it's too embarrassing a subject to discuss. I know that you know Congressman Skelton. Can I get your take on this?
Well, first on Congressman Skelton, Rachel, he really is a very kind man. He's been a very good, as far as the professional side of the armed services, a mentor of mine. But I've been shaped by my experience in the military. And in a number of ways, I really do strongly disagree with Ike Skelton on this issue. First, I've learned that everyone is treated equal, and everybody is equal. Black, white, purple, green, whatever your orientation is, they are all equal. Second is, I think we need to leave it to families to discuss how they want to have an exchange with their children. But what I learned about families in the military was that it's the military's responsibility to protect, to save families by what we do. And the best way we can do it is to have the best of the best. This isn't just a matter of equality, as important as that is, to have the LGBT community within the military. It's a matter of being able to do our job even better, particularly at a time of two wars. I'll never forget, and I may have mentioned it to you, that when someone would come up to me and start to say, "Captain, you just wanted to say, but you couldn't, please don't tell me, you're too good." So this issue for the military is we are going to be better once Don't Ask, Don't Tell is finally thrown out. But I honestly do believe also on the issue that you brought up, if there should be an exchange about equality on this within a family, at least within mine, I do think that is the right thing to do, is to have such discussions.
Are you satisfied with the repeal process for the Don't Ask, Don't policy as it stands now? Do you think that repeal, which seems to be on track for sometime early next year, do you think it could be done more quickly?
Without a question. I asked Secretary Gates that. I was in a military that could turn on a dime and could go to war in Afghanistan within just a few short months and can do so much. We can actually have an interagency process that includes the Defense Department after the underwear bomber all of a sudden change its procedures. We've gone through matters of equality before, from African Americans to women in combat positions. We can readily take those lessons learned and within, I believe, a few short 2 months, implement this. And this is particularly important because Admiral Mullen said it very well. You are asking people to lie. And this is an institution that prides itself on its integrity, its accountability. And soon, you're going to have the leaders being behind those that they're supposed to lead. Those 5,000 youth on an aircraft carrier, their average age, those 5,000 sailors, 19 and a half. 19 and a half. And this is not an issue for them. They grew up different than others in generations. And again, I come from the military, and yes, there's disagreement on this, I understand it, but the vast exposure I had is this is not an issue, and we need to be leaders and implement it, and I wish we were doing it in the next weeks or months, and I believe we can.
Congressman Joe Sestak, retired as an admiral in the Navy, Democratic nominee for Senate in Pennsylvania. Mr. Sestak, thank you as always for being here. It's always nice to have you on the show.
It's always great to be here. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Coming up on Countdown, Keith gets Lewis Black's reaction.